Welcome to this explainer. Let's dive right into what is honestly the ultimate cosmic detective story. If our universe is so unbelievably vast, why does it seem like we are just completely alone? It's a puzzle that's kept scientists and dreamers up at night for decades. Today, we're going to break down the evidence, examine the clues, and explore some of the absolute most mind-bending theories out there.
Just imagine standing outside on a clear night, looking up at that massive sea of stars and wondering if someone, or something, out there is looking right back at you. Statistically speaking, the universe is so ridiculously huge that intelligent life basically has to exist somewhere else. But, as we're about to see, reality isn't exactly playing ball with our math.
Section 1. The Inciting Incident. Los Alamos, 1950. Every good mystery needs a starting point, right? Ours kicks off at the Los Alamos National Lab, with our lead detective, the absolutely brilliant physicist Enrico Fermi.
So, Fermi is having this totally casual lunch with some colleagues, just chatting about flying saucers and alien life. Normal physicist stuff. And right in the middle of it, he just stops. He looks around and asks one simple but incredibly profound question. Where is everybody? And honestly, that single sentence permanently changed how we look at our place in the cosmos.
Section 2. The scale of the crime scene, a numbers game. To really wrap our heads around why Fermi's question hits so hard, we need to zoom out. We need to look at the staggering numbers here, because it really all comes down to probability. Let's start right in our own cosmic backyard. In the Milky Way galaxy alone, scientists estimate we've got anywhere from 100 to 400 billion stars. Just take a second and let that number sink in. 400 billion.
And orbiting those hundreds of billions of stars? Planets. Modern estimates tell us there could literally be billions of Earth-like planets just in our galaxy. And remember, that is only the Milky Way. Our galaxy is a single tiny drop in an ocean of hundreds of billions of other galaxies.
So across the entire observable universe, we're talking about trillions upon trillions of planets. Even if you're a total pessimist, even if you assume life is incredibly rare and only a microscopic fraction of those planets ever spawn intelligent life, the math completely dictates that there should still be millions of advanced civilizations out there right now.
Which brings us to the core issue, the Fermi Paradox. It's the glaring contradiction between the absolute mathematical certainty that alien life should be everywhere and the fact that we have exactly zero evidence for it. No radio signals, no rogue probes, no giant galactic empires, just silence. A deafening silence in what should be a very crowded room. So, who or what is responsible? Let's bring in the suspects.
Suspect number 1, the Great Filter. We're starting with a pretty terrifying concept, I won't lie. The Great Filter theory suggests that somewhere on the evolutionary timeline, between being a single cell and becoming a massive spacefaring civilization, there's a massive roadblock, a filter. Something almost always goes terribly wrong and stops a civilization from making it to that final step. Maybe it's super rare for simple cells to even become complex. Or actually, maybe the filter isn't behind us. Maybe it's directly ahead of us. Just look at our own history. We figured out nuclear weapons less than a century after mastering electricity. Today we're dealing with climate change, global pandemics, and the wild cards of artificial intelligence. What if intelligent species just inevitably invent the tools of their own destruction before they ever reach the stars? If the filter's behind us, awesome, we survived the hardest part. But if it's still ahead of us, well, the universe might just be a giant graveyard of civilizations that couldn't pass the final test. Suspect number 2, the zoo hypothesis. Okay, but what if aliens actually are already here, and they're just deliberately ignoring us?
Think about how we study wild animals in a protected nature reserve. We set up cameras, we observe them, but we deliberately stay out of their way so we don't mess with their natural development. The zoo hypothesis argues that super advanced aliens might be doing the exact same thing to humanity. We could literally be living in a cosmic wildlife preserve, with a highly advanced species just watching us from behind the glass, completely hidden.
Suspect number 3, lost in space and time. This suspect is all about the purely logistical nightmare of the universe. Space is so unimaginably massive that civilizations can just get lost.
Because of these mind-bending distances, travel and communication are painfully slow. Even if you maxed out your speed to the absolute limit, the speed of light, it would still take millions of years to reach another galaxy. Civilizations could rise, build empires, and totally collapse over millions of years, way before human beings even existed.
We could just be missing each other, like ships passing in the night across entirely different eras of time.
Suspect number 4, primitive technology. This theory says, hey, maybe the problem isn't out there. Maybe the problem is right here on Earth. Maybe our tech is just too basic to hear what is actually a super noisy universe.
Think about it. Humans have only been messing with radio signals for about 100 years. That's a total blink of an eye in cosmic time. Advanced civilizations have probably moved way beyond radio waves. They could be chatting via quantum entanglement, gravity waves, or stuff we haven't even dreamed up yet. Trying to detect a hyper-advanced alien empire with our current radio telescopes might literally be like a knight trying to catch a Wi-Fi signal with a medieval sword. It's just not going to work.
Suspect number 5, rare Earth. Some scientists toss the numbers game out the window entirely. They think we might just be an extreme statistical anomaly.
For Earth to host life as we know it, it took a basically impossible, lottery-winning streak of lucky events, all happening at exactly the right time. We're the perfect distance from the sun for liquid water. We have a freakishly stable climate, a massive moon that keeps our rotation steady, and a magnetic field that blocks deadly radiation. If you tweak just one of those variables, we're not here. It is highly possible this specific recipe is so unbelievably rare that Earth is one of the only places where intelligent life ever actually made it.
Suspect number 6. We are early. Okay, let's pivot from the doom and gloom to something way more optimistic. What if we are simply the first ones to arrive at the party?
The universe is roughly 13.8 billion years old. Now, sure, to us that sounds ancient, but in the grand life cycle of the cosmos, it's basically dawn. Stars that can support life are going to keep shining for trillions of years into the future. When you stretch the timeline out like that, humanity might actually be among the very first intelligent civilizations to ever pop up. The universe might get super crowded, just, a few billion years from now.
The ongoing investigation, the endless search. So where exactly does this leave us today? Well, despite decades of absolute silence, the investigation is still very much active.
Projects like SETI are out there actively scanning the skies around the clock. Every single technological leap we make, every next-gen telescope we turn on, and every new exoplanet we spot brings us either one step closer to finally finding our cosmic neighbors, or just one step deeper into the beautiful, haunting mystery that is the Fermi Paradox.
So, as we wrap up this explainer, the next time you step outside at night and look up into that endless, starry dark, I want you to ask yourself, are we truly completely alone out here? Or is someone, somewhere, just waiting for the perfect moment to say hello? Keep looking up, keep asking those big questions, and I'll catch you in the next explainer.